Biden issues almost 39 pardons and nearly 1,500 sentences are commuted. Check it out.
Fox News alert right now. President Biden granting the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history. Brooke Singman joins us with this breaking news. Brooke.
Good morning, Brian. That's right. So the White House announcing this news overnight. President Biden commuting the sentence of roughly 1,500 people who were released from prison and placed on house arrest during the pandemic. He's also pardoning at least 39 more people, all of whom have been convicted of non-violent crimes. Now, the previous single-day record for clemency was held by Biden's old boss, former President Barack Obama. But today's action is 5 times larger than that. We had heard reports last week that the Biden administration was considering issuing preemptive pardons for a handful of people like Liz Cheney, Anthony Fauci, and Adam Schiff out of fear that the incoming Trump administration could target them. But
I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't realize this until Hunter Biden got his pardon, and then we started deep diving into that. I guess it takes for your son to get in trouble for us to find out a little bit more about that. I didn't know that you can issue a preemptive pardon. I learn something new every day. That is the first time that I've ever experienced this in my entire life. He's issued 5 times the amount of clemencies as Barack Obama, who at the time himself set a record. I don't want to hear nothing else from liberals. I don't want to hear nothing else from Democrats at all. And the reason that I don't want to hear anything from you guys is because this guy has literally done every single thing that they said that they was going to accuse Trump of. Everything that they said they anticipated Trump of doing, that's what he's done. He's done a complete opposite of everything that they said that they was going to do, and he did absolutely 100% everything that he said that Trump was going to do. He has issued more pardons. He took care of his friends, took care of his son. Y'all trying to understand why the Cheneys was supporting Biden and Kamala Harris? Well, now you know. He's issuing preemptive pardons. He basically pardoned them for stuff that they could have did or stuff that they can get convicted for or crimes that they possibly committed, that they probably committed, and they going back and issuing pardons for everything. So nobody got to be held accountable for their actions. Everybody can do what they want to do when they want to do it. Everybody can do what they want to do when they want to do it. Okay, I got it. Get your rocks off, Biden. Do your thing.
it appears none of those 3 names are part of this list. Now, this also follows the president's controversial decision to pardon his son, Hunter, who faced sentencing this month for felony tax and gun convictions.
Just my voice.
White House lawyers say those pardoned this morning had all been convicted of nonviolent crimes, such as drug offenses, and say they have since turned their lives around. Lawrence?
We'll be looking out for the rest of the list. Thanks, Brooke.
Amazing. All right, so that's what's happening with clemency and pardons on Biden. I'm not sure if he's even done, but that's where he at with it. In addition to that, this is a very, very sad story, but it's something that I couldn't ignore. Y'all mind if I eat a little bit of soup to make sure I soothe my voice? This is something that I couldn't ignore. A murder-suicide, an entire family in DeKalb County found dead. Check it out.
Developing this midday, a young woman is sharing the haunting moments when she saw part of the scene of what police call a murder-suicide, with officers finding her family dead inside their East Atlanta apartment. DeKalb County police first discovered the body Saturday night during a welfare check at the Vineyards at Flat Shoals apartment complex. And police tell us 32-year-old Jonathan Darden pulled the trigger. These are some new photos of the 4 people police say he killed: his girlfriend, 43-year-old Melonian Johnson, Johnson's daughter-in-law, 25-year-old Kaylin Samuel, and Samuel's 2 young children, 5-year-old Jadora Powell and 1-year-old Jontavius Powell. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido talked to another one of Johnson's daughters, and she has more on the family's journey to healing.
I really don't have words.
Still in denial.
For some reason in my head, they're still alive to me.
Chanel Carter walked into the unthinkable Saturday.
Immediately, I seen a body on the couch, and it terrified me, so I ran away from the home. The police came and finally told me that my whole family had been murdered.
Her mother, Molly Ann, sister-in-law, Kaylin, 5-year-old niece, Jadora, and 1-year-old nephew, Jontavius, all shot dead. DeKalb County police say their killer was Molly Ann's boyfriend.
Jonathan.
It's always a boyfriend. It's always a
All
boyfriend.
shot dead. DeKalb County police say their killer was Mullian's boyfriend.
Same thing, different day. Always somebody's boyfriend, always some stepdaddy, always a step crash dummy, always somebody that's jealous of what's going on, pissed off. It's always a step boyfriend. Gotta be he don't just take himself out. He don't just take the girl out. He take out everybody. He said, I ain't like your mama. I ain't like your kids. I ain't like nobody. Always a boyfriend somewhere gonna take everybody out, right?
Crazy.
Jonathan, the man who detectives tell me did this to my mom. And I remember seeing the gun in his hand.
These four radiated love.
She was the best mom ever. And she just made our lives so easy. My sister, Kay, is the funniest people to ever be around. My niece, autistic, but you could not tell that little girl anything. And my 8-year-old nephew loved me.
The 4 lives taken after Molly-Ann tried to leave her boyfriend. Chanel says Jonathan told a neighbor who tried to warn her mom.
His plan was to wait for Christmas dinner until all of my mom's kids got here to try to do it to everyone.
Now
Jesus.
Everyone is left heartbroken.
I'll never.
He just couldn't hold off. He said he was gonna do everybody in the family. He said the whole family evil and need to be taken out.
Be able to get my family back, and not just want to get them home and get them put away properly, so I can start grieving properly and just start remembering all the good times instead of this tragic moment.
The family hopes to bring all 4 victims back home to Milwaukee, and they're fundraising to help cover those costs.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'm an advocate for life. As far as I don't believe that anybody's life should be taken unless you've done some of the most egregious things on the face of this earth. Then whatever happens to you happens to you. But I don't care how much you was in the streets. I don't care what was going on. I don't care what the argument is for. You can't do nothing like that. You just can't do nothing like that. That's such cowardly behavior and so evil. It's a special place in hell, I would imagine, for people like that. And then last but not least, J.B. Pritzker, he said he gonna fight back. He said he taking on him and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. The governor of Illinois says they're going to fight back against Trump and Tom Homan as far as Chicago being ground zero for these immigrants that is going to be deported. Check it out.
Donald Trump's pick for border czar says Illinois will be ground zero for mass deportations, and it'll focus in on Chicago's migrant population.
Governor J.B. Pritzker is pushing back, saying he'll protect everyone's rights. WGN's Mike Lowe reports on today's remarks.
The governor says he is willing to meet with Trump administration officials, but he says he has a duty to protect asylum seekers and immigrants who are in the state legally.
They've been put in a position of fear.
Governor J.B. Pritzker responded to threats from the incoming Trump administration.
They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone fast.
By saying it's his duty to follow the law and protect immigrants.
I'm going to make sure to follow the law. I'm concerned that the Trump administration and his lackeys aren't going to follow the law.
President-elect Trump has said he plans to round up undocumented immigrants and deport them by using the U.S. military on domestic soil. The governor says that is unconstitutional and illegal.
He does not have the authority to do the things that he's talked about.
Pritzker's comments are a rebuttal to Trump's incoming border czar, who assailed Illinois Democrats on the issue of immigration this week, speaking to a small crowd what headlines would later scream to the entire city, that Illinois would be ground zero for mass deportations.
I want to be clear. If you're in the country legally, you're not off the table.
Tom Homan spoke at a holiday party hosted by the Northwest Side GOP and the Law and Order Political Action Committee, saying, quote, Chicago's in trouble because your mayor sucks and your governor sucks.
I'm very thankful that we have, you know what I like? I like when people are matter of fact. I like it when people just tell you what they really think, whether you agree with them or not. And I like the fact that we now have people in office that's willing to just be honest with you and tell you the truth. Hey, listen, your mayor suck. Go ahead and refresh, y'all. Just refresh and you'll be fine. He said your mayors suck, your governor suck, everybody sucks. And I like that. I like the fact that the people are getting it popping and making sure that things is taken care of. I like that. I'm not against this whatsoever. So they holding the people in Chicago accountable, including all of your legislative leaders. But a little bit later on in the stream, they're going to ultimately we're going to go over all of the residents in Chicago that's holding the mayor accountable again. They're not letting up, all right? All right. So make sure that y'all tap into the Patreon. Again, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.